Hi guys, it's Gail with Gail Southern Living. I live in Central Texas, Garden Zone 8A. So right here in this corner, I've planted a few tomatillos, but not very, but maybe they're not quite up yet. So there is a little something green there. I believe that might be basil. And then I have this tomato here, and this one over here, and a little tiny one down there. So I have about 4 tomatoes in this section. Some tomatoes in between, and not exactly sure if that's tomatoes or something else coming up, but I do have basil planted in between all the sections. Pretty good tomato going there, and one over here and back there in the back. There's some basil in between. I did pull all the sunflowers out because I felt like they were crowding the tomatoes that weren't up yet and shading the area. A tomato there. A few things have popped up since I was out of town. I just got back from out of town just 30 minutes ago. There's a tomato there. I believe these right here are zinnias. And then there's a tomato there, there, and there. And then over here I believe there's some basil, but I am going to put some more basil in the ground. So that's what's going on this section. The tomatoes are going really slow, but they are coming up little by little. Okay, we have one volunteer sunflower over here in this corner where I used to have sunflowers. Here are my pots. I have flowers in the gray pot, some other flowers. I have some amaranth, some moss rose, a cayenne pepper, jalapeno pepper, a few other flowers. Those are marigolds right there. And then I have some hyacinth in this corner that I want to grow up on the fence. Then when we go this direction, this trash can, I put some flowers. These are all flowers down here. I believe that green one there is nasturtium. And some flowers in this tire coming up. Flowers coming up in this tire. I have some flowers and some climbing flowers in this section. And in this one, I have one pickling cucumber coming up, which I did replant, and all these other ones are radishes. And then same thing in this one pickling cucumber up, but I did replant, and some radishes. And here I have 2 luffa coming up, the rest are radishes. And in this one I have all 3 of my luffa up, and then these in the front are radishes. So this section is meant to grow up on the trellis all the way down there to the end. Homemade trellis by my husband. And then I'm going to swing around here. I do have some carrots up. I'm not too sure if that's my single seed challenge up or if it's weeds. But anyway, we'll see. Oh, in this section it should be elderberry, but I think so far it's mostly just weeds. But I'm going to have to let them get up a little ways before I can really tell if they are the elderberry. Hi, Miley. So in this section I have lettuce, different lettuces. You can see there's different lettuces in the different colors of lettuces. Then I have some collard greens here, and there, I believe. And then I have some arugula. I believe this is arugula because I have a sign there that I planted arugula. Still have a few things coming up, little tiny things. I kind of planted. There's some amaranth coming up there. So I have that section planted, a little section of amaranth over here, which I've never tried. We'll see how that goes. Then I have another section of lettuce over here. Some of them are a little bit yellow. I think it might be because of the rain, but that's pretty flourishing. Both my sage and cilantro are both going to seed already. Okay, this is my brand new pepper bed, and there's about 4 or 5 of them coming up in here. You can see one there, little tiny one there, and there's some there. So anyway, about 4 or 5 coming up in here. This is my bell peppers. Looks like I have one or two coming up. These are just various flowers mostly, and that's my parsley. It's my nasturtiums, bachelor buttons, some other flowers, thyme. I do have some thyme up, and a little bit of oregano. My butternut squash is not doing too well. So I think what I'm going to do is pull them out and plant something else there. This is my acorn squash. It seems to be doing really well. Has some flowers in the hot pink pail, and some marigolds coming up there, and some marigolds in there, and it looks like a volunteer sunflower. Okay. All right, I have a yellow squash here on the end. There's another one planted. Pretty much if it doesn't come up, I just throw another seed in it until it does. Okay, this down here is a yellow squash. I have my little bowl to catch bugs, but mostly the vine borers. All right, so this is the zucchini bed. I have some marigolds down here at the end. I did pick them up and put them up here because hubby was mowing, so I'm going to take that down. Anyway, I have a few. I think about 9, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I have 8 zucchini plants up. This is my bowl to catch the vine borers, hopefully. I have one hyacinth there, and I have it to grow up on this thing right here, and I may have to figure something else out if it gets too big. These are the marigolds I grew under the grow light. Another zucchini. Have some orange peels spread in the garden because certain predators don't like them. So I buried some next to the root area, and also I threw the leftover ones up top just to hopefully run off a few of the predators. Zucchini and some marigolds. This is marigolds here at the end. Okay, this is another pepper bed. I know I have one there, and I have a few back in that corner. I think there's one there. These in the middle are actually flowers that I planted just to be in the middle, just to help with pollination. So there's all kinds of different peppers in here. So hopefully this will be a full pepper bed. This is what it looks like, the bed. And then this is I refer to it as the wild garden. So I have tons and tons of sunflowers. They have really hopped up lately because we had a lot of rain. So a lot of other little squash and gourds and watermelon, all kinds of stuff planted in these dirt areas of the wild garden. Not even sure what some of these are, but it's mostly things that vine. I did put a couple of squash out here just to kind of throw off the bugs a little bit. So lots and lots of sunflowers, and each of these little dirt patches has something I've planted. I planted some birdhouse gourds. I do have the yellow bucket out here too to protect the different pumpkins and squash and different things. I haven't planted all the pumpkins, but I did transplant one out here that I was trying under the grow light, so you could see how massive this area is already. April 2023. Okay, and my hyacinth didn't come up here, but it did come up here, so that can grow up onto the fence. A few flowers in this section. Okay, I did plant some hollyhock here, and I do know that they would come into bushes, but I thought if they did, it'd be okay. They could just be on this fence. So, don't know how many I'm going to get up, and this area might look pretty messy because I'm not going to know exactly what they look like. Do see some stuff coming up, but I don't know if they're hollyhocks or just weeds, so we'll have to find out on that. Okay, we have, I believe these are zinnias, and this is the section where the ground cherries are supposed to be, so wish me luck on that one. I think I did throw a little bit of mint in this bed at some point. This is where I have the lemon balm and the dill. You can see the dill's doing really well. And the forks are just to keep the cats out. I think I put a little bit of mint back here in this section too. But I believe that right there might be grass, so I'll probably need to go through and weed this area. Zinnias. That one looks like sunflowers. I'm not sure what the other one is. Then I finally have something up here. I'm hoping it's the Tomatillos. So I have 1, 2, 3. I have a rock in the middle. I have cardboard down and leaves and sticks on top of it, so that the 3 plants will be just growing in the dirted areas. As you can see, I bought a lot of little yard decorations at Dollar Tree. I decided to go with the nautical theme. So I have that one, and then a seahorse, a turtle, and a sailboat. Trying to think if there's anything else. I have a hyacinth planted there. That's what the climbing area looks like. Aerial view of the yard. Oh, I did miss one section over there. Let me walk over to that section. Okay, this section right here is the official sunflower garden. Some came up on their own, and then I planted a few more different varieties, and I think I might have threw a few zinnias and marigolds in there as well. So I also have the hyacinth growing in this bucket here and some marigolds. So I'm going to get that to twine up on the fence. So this should be really pretty in this area. And I have a purple tomatilla here. But I think I also planted a strawberry tomatilla because the other thing was coming up really slowly. And I also planted a strawberry one here. So I don't know if the purple or the strawberry is coming up on the tomatillas. And then that's the purple tomatilla there. That's my pseudium. And this one's definitely the strawberry tomatilla. So you can see my buckets. My laundry basket. That one right there that has the pseudium is kind of busted, but if you leave it sitting there, it won't mess up so bad. So I'm just going to leave it sitting there. So here's the wild garden. Another area view. You can see it's kind of dark, like it looks like it's going to rain. And one of my strategies on the squash that I heard from Nicole Smith Gardening is to throw off the squash bugs a little bit by planting some in another area. So I planted about 3 of the yellow squash right there in that area, hoping they haven't come up yet, I don't think, but I'll have to look a little closer. But anyway, they're attracted to the yellow squash, so I thought. I haven't had real good years with peppers, so that's why I decided to do 2 pepper beds this year, this white one and then that black one over there. Try to keep everything very colorful and bright and cheery out here. And I do most of the gardening myself. Hubby does the mowing and the weed eating, and occasionally the tilling. And I do all the planting and the weeding and the harvesting and all that kind of stuff. So this is our pecan tree there. See how dark the clouds are. Pretty dark. So this is my garden tour for April 2013. Hope you enjoyed today's gardening tour, and I believe things have grown quite a bit since my last gardening tour. And I hope you guys have a great day. Be blessed. Do something kind, guys. Happy growing.